back to the channel. This is Political Ninja, and today, class canceled. Democrat lawmakers call for history classes to be abolished from public schools because they lead to racism. Sure, why not? Everything else leads to racism. Yeah, it's true. In Illinois, this guy who looks like an older, humorless version of Wayne Brady wants to abolish history classes. Yeah, Illinois Representative LaShawn K. Ford has called for history books to be scrapped and the classes to be suspended in schools because current material lesson plans lead to white privilege and a racist society. How? History is history. We learn from history what to not do in certain situations. Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. It's not like we're going to look at the bad things that happened in history and like, oh, this sounds like a good idea. No. We look at events that took place and how they panned out, like especially the bad stuff. Like heck no. We're like okay, let's just not repeat that stuff. Or join a group of community leaders. Curriculum to be put on hold that they unfairly communicate history. They overlook contributions by women, members of the Black, Jewish, and LGBT communities, and other groups. We have individual months for these people besides the Jewish community. And you already mandated. Illinois has already mandated LGBT history in the entire state of Illinois. Okay? Like, you already got like your own month, and you want more. I mean, granted, I think it's good to represent all these groups fairly as they come in history, but I have a feeling that this guy's version of it is every single white cis straight gendered man throughout history is evil and is responsible for every evil that has happened since the beginning of time. How much are you willing to bet that that's the kind of curriculum these guys are going for? Because I'm gonna bet a lot, okay? Until a suitable alternative is developed. Alternative as in all white man bad curriculum. We should be devoted greater attention towards civics and assuring students understand our democratic process and how they can be involved. Oh, you mean telling kids how to be good little protesters? Like, it's good to go to the community, but of course, I saw this video, these little black girls, they're like 5, 6, and they're holding signs that say F the police. How is that appropriate? Like, because I know people are going to say, oh, no, they want to be active in their community. Like, then how come the only time I see schools get kids active in their communities is to be like little protesters? Like them in San Francisco, man, a lot of the elementary schools, I saw footage of them using kids as a means to protest the border wall and ICE. And they're like screaming like a lot of hateful things like Trump is a racist and he's awful, he's a fascist. Like, you're indoctrinating these kids. I'm also alarmed that people continue to display symbols of hate, such as a recent display of a Confederate flag in Evanston. No one cares. In February, Ford helped introduce HB 4954, which calls for amending school code to include commemorative holidays to observe principles of nonviolent and human and civil rights. I like holidays, if there's cake. But nonviolence, I really doubt they truly believe in that, considering the whole BLM riots. Like, and considering Chicago is their capital, and we all know about Chicago, I'm interested in learning. Yeah, the mayor says, I'm interested in learning, believing in a history of black people that should be taught all children and include all groups, women, Latinx. How is it? Latinx. I seriously doubt the Latino community approved of this. But yeah, like learning about history, like personally one of my favorite black people in history is definitely Jesse Owens. If you don't know who he was the medal gold medal runner in the 19 I think it was the 1939 Olympics. I can't be wrong. And those specific Olympics happened in Germany. So guess who was watching him win the gold? This guy. So yeah, anyway, they're planning on abolishing history to include a more woke history. Oh. But don't stop there. They're coming after math. Well, Twitter users argue that 2 plus 2, with no hint of irony at all, is 5. Okay? It kind of started out as like a dumb meme, but then these people were like, oh, no, 2 plus 2 can equal 4. 2 plus 2 can equal 4 if 2 in fact means 2. 2 could mean 2.5, so 2 plus 2 could equal 5. No, 2 is 2. 2.5 is 2. If you want to say 2.5, just say 2.5. Like, let me... Like, I know the schools in Washington. Seattle public schools say math is racist. This happened last year. They were... Okay? Even things that are objective, like math, is not safe from being claimed as racist. Professor claims math, algebra, and geometry promote white privilege. I forgot her reasoning. Let me check. Used to incentivize people and communities of color. So numbers were used. Decode mathematical knowledge, truth, and beauty. The idea of math being problematic has been promoted in academics. Professors saying that math education is sexist, and in high school, Canada last year moved to Afrocentric math to try to promote more black students. Look, a lot of us hate math, okay? But, okay, I know what you're thinking. This is sounding all familiar. Because the 2 plus 2 equals 5 was popularized in the dystopian novel 1984, where the government was like, we're the people in power. We're like, 2 plus 2 is 5. This is what you are required to believe, even if it's false. Because it's not about truth, it's about having control over people. The same thing with history. Because in the novel, here is a quote from his novel. Every record must be destroyed or falsified. Every book rewritten, every picture has been repainted, every statue and street building has been renamed, every date has been altered, and the process of continuing day by day and minute by minute, history has stopped. Nothing exists except the endless present in which the party is always right. Go back to like last month when the protesters were taking down statues, and now they're trying to abolish history. Because I remember people were taking down statues like, no big deal, it's just a statue, we have history books. Now they're abolishing the history books. What do you guys have to say about that? Okay? And like, oh, it doesn't represent people fairly. We need to acknowledge that every horrible thing in history has happened because of the straight white male. And I know you're thinking I'm getting beyond that, but keep in mind, they think math is a form of white supremacy. Nothing is safe from the idea that something can be equated to white supremacy. Any objective form of knowledge. So, these people are definitely using George Orwell's 1984 novel as an instruction manual instead of a warning of what not to do. Okay? Okay? And they're doing this all under the name of being anti racist. That's why people are so easily falling for it, because they take people's good nature of like wanting racism to end and using that to promote these radical ideas that eventually lead to Orwellian tactics. I'm just saying. Okay, cuz like these patterns, they keep showing up again and again and again and again. Okay? So let this video kind of be a gateway as to, well, gateway. Let it be a warning of a couple of the many ways they to have want to disregard facts for power. Okay? I'll see you again soon. Ninja Artist out.